It's time to get nerdy, y'all.
A little bit of gaming history for you.
Something relevant in gaming and discuss our opinions on it.
Should we kick it out of here, or should we kick-start it?
This is the part where you, the listeners, try to stump the hosts.
I'm not a lawyer. I just play one on a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, lads and lasses of all ages, welcome to the bonus show. It's not Tuesday, it's Saturday, February 22nd, but it's still time to get nerdy on this bonus episode of Two Nerds in a Pod, the nerdiest gaming podcast in the multiverse. I, of course, am your host, Maction, joined by my co-host, Lam Galuka, MrNiceGuy 425, stand-up guy, stand-up comedian. Good to have him back. But we've got a special little thing for you today. We promised a few episodes back that we were going to sunset a bunch of the past sound tests. And a nice guy, I've been looking at it, and there are a lot.
There's a ton, man.
Can you believe it? We started doing this, I think the idea started in the late 20-teens, and then we finally, pulled the trigger on it in early 2020.
Sure.
Obviously, the show, right? We do the live stream, and people try and stump us because if there's anything nerds love, it's flexing the nerd muscles, right?
That's right.
But the thought was they give us nerdy trivia each week. What can we do to pick up the gauntlet and slap them back with it, and the the sound tests, the mystery sounds that we'd actually give prizes for, came about as a result. This year, though, it was recommended that instead of leaving all the sound tests on the table, going all the way back to whenever, that we just have like a moving window instead. And every new sound test we put in, we sunset an old one.
Yep.
It's time for us to give a little send-off to some of these older sound tests. And as an added bonus, because I'm the one who almost always does the selection of these sound tests, Lam is in the same boat as all of you. So until I reveal it, Lam gets to take a crack at it.
Nice.
I do guarantee, Lam, that I will hand make a prize for you for everyone that you get right as well. So
wow, no pressure.
No
though.
pressure.
It's interesting because we do Nerd Flex, and a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, Mac is way better at that than me.
Oh, that is revisionist history. You carry me so much.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is it'll be interesting to see if I get any of these sounds, which is totally fine. But yeah, man, shall we dive in?
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we start? We're picking up in 255.
Now, quick question. Do I have to say what the sound is or just the game that it comes from?
Just the game that it comes from.
Okay. All right, let's give this a shot. So 255, I'm listening to it now. Okay.
I hope it sounds familiar.
It does. It sounds like it could either be something like a ray gun being shot or like something being sucked down a toilet.
Strange how frequently those overlap.
I know, right? Or like a warp of some type. Mac, I'm not sure. For some reason, I go towards something a little bit more funky, like with a little bit of like potty humor type of thing, like a Earthworm Jim. And just for the sake of time, man, that's going to be my guess. Earthworm Jim. Sounds like a gun or something that might be in that game.
Oh, so close. You're going to hate me for this. This is from Metroid Fusion.
Oh, my gosh.
This is the sound the ice beam makes.
Got it. Dude, I was close with the ray gun.
Oh, yeah, you were. I was like, oh, he's going to get it.
That's such a good one, man. And Metroid Fusion, my favorite Game Boy Advance game, one of my favorite Metroids. So good choice. Love it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, the next one, 259. I don't think you've ever played this game, so I don't think it's fair.
That's okay. Let's give it a shot. Okay. It definitely sounds very, very retro, very, very simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like something you'd hear in a puzzle game when you achieve an objective.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm listening again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with... And this is a game I have played. It just seems like it might have been in this game, an old game called Chip's Challenge.
Chip's Challenge. I've actually, believe it or not, never heard of that game.
Well, then I know that's not it.
Yeah. So this is actually from an RPG called Golden Sun. It was another Game Boy Advance game. Fantastic game. But like that's the sound that would play every time you like selected items or whatever in the menu to like use an item or something like that.
Interesting.
This next one, 263, objectively tricky because it plays a little bit against the premise of the sound tests, and you'll know why in a minute.
Okay, I'm going to listen to it now. So when I hear this sound, it immediately makes me think of like a Metroidvania where there's save points, and like this is the sound it makes when you're saving your game. I have no idea. We've already done a Metroid, so I know it's probably not another Metroid game. If it wasn't for the beginning, it almost sounds like it could be something from a Zelda. I'm going to go Ocarina of Time.
An amazing game. Sorry, this is a very cheeky one because it's not actually from a specific game.
What?
I'm cruel and evil. It's the no disc sound from the Nintendo Wii. So like, and most of the time you got that when like your Nintendo Wii started to die, when that optical laser went out. So like this is and it's no Red Ring of Death, but like, it's a sad sound.
Dang. See, and I have not yet reached that point.
Yeah, no, most of us are hardware.
They were pretty durable. They're pretty durable. So
yeah,
well, cool.
Pretty good.
Good sound.
Back to normal sounds. These ones actually do come from a specific game, so no more trick ones here. This one's a game I've never played, but I know you have.
Okay.
In 267.
That'll make me feel worse if I don't get it. So let's listen to it and see what it is. Dude, it's a theme song for something.
Yeah.
Dude, you're sure I've played this?
I mean, 97%. I'm sure you've played it, the game itself. But I mean, like, to be fair, there's a lot of other sounds that are usually going on in this game.
It almost sounds like... So here's the thing. It's not that 8-bit game sound.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something more modern, just based on the complexity of the bits.
And as a hint, I'll say more modern and super popular.
Super popular? Well, I know it's not a Call of Duty. I know what it is. It's from Fortnite.
Yes! Dude, crushed it.
Yeah, it's one of the, like when you're emoting, I think it's one of those sounds. Yeah.
It's the Carlton dance emote from Fortnite.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I feel like I got one finally with some hints.
You did.
So I get a perler.
You do. You get a perler.
That's how we do it.
So excited. Okay.
One for 4.
Episode 271. This one is more 8-bitty.
Okay, let's hear it. Makes me want to go do some retro game shopping, just hearing about 8-bit. Okay, it's obviously like a game over sound from an 8-bit game.
Dude, heck yes. You are crushing it, man. It is absolutely a game over sound.
And I feel like it's an NES game. I feel like it's Castlevania something.
I'll tell you, you've got the right console.
Yeah, it's something NES. Dang. I'm going to listen to it one more time. Game over. I'm going to go with, and I haven't played this game in a long time. I'm going to go with, I know you're a fan of Shatterhand.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's it. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Vice Project Doom.
Oh, man, that's solid choice. And as I understand, a solid game. This is actually from Gauntlet. So here's the thing, though. Almost nobody heard like this specific game over sound because like this was the game over you got if you game overed on like a Gauntlet bonus stage. But like people didn't really game over all that much on the bonus stages. But it's 100%. It's 100% in there, 100% a thing. But dude, you so close.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that because I didn't play a ton of NES Gauntlet.
Legends was more.
That was my jam.
Was more our thing.
That was my jam. Yeah, awesome.
All
Cool.
right. Well, let's see. Episode 275. As a hint, this is a game that I've said is like in max running for greatest games of all time.
Okay, let's listen to this. Okay, so this is not an NES game. The sounds are much too complex. I think of games that you have said are in your running. Obviously, Mega Man 2 is NES, so that's not that. I know you like the Portal games a lot. I also know that you have always said that you really like Quest for Glory.
Ooh, great memory.
And I don't think that's a Portal sound. I'm gonna go with Quest for Glory. A sound from Quest for Glory.
Oh, fantastic guest. And actually, since we're on the subject, Quest for Glory was the correct answer for episode 247, but sadly, the correct answer for this one, for episode 275, is Return of the Obra Dinn.
Ah, yes.
It is fantastic. Still haven't played it. If you haven't played it, you got to get to it. Okay. In contrast, Mr. Nice Guy, 279 is in the running for worst games. It's definitely not the worst, but it's one of those in like the top 25 of most people's lists.
Okay. Okay, it's basically just a dude yelling. So I know one of the worst games of all time that we often joke about is an N64 game, and it's called Superman 64. But I'm trying to think of other worst games of all time. What was just I'm trying to think of a really, really bad game that's clearly like PS1 or later in terms of generation. And not Superman 64. Dude, I have no idea. I might have to pass on this one.
No worries. This is a tough one because it's just that little bit. It's from Sonic 06, the 2006 Sonic game that everybody hates.
Well, okay, but I don't think worst of all time.
Maybe I oversold
You know what I mean?
it.
Like, bad game, but I still wouldn't have gotten it. Now that you say it, I can hear it. I can envision it.
Okay, sweet. We're in the home stretch. Episode 283, and I'll give you a hint. This one, popular, also mobile game.
Okay, popular and mobile. I think I know what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's popular and it's mobile. And that was like a clock ticking down to something. One game that fits all three of those criteria, Among Us.
Ooh.
I believe that is a good option. Trying to think what else is popular and mobile that I would be playing or that people would be
Also,
playing.
don't forget, I am a history buff, so maybe older, maybe was super popular.
Yeah, so in terms of mobile games, could be like a Bejeweled, could be a Bejeweled. I think I'm going to go with a puzzle type game. It could be even a Candy Crush. I'm going to go with Bejeweled or like a Bejeweled Blitz or whatever.
So close. You even said it. It's Candy Crush, my dude.
It is Candy Crush. Oh my
gosh. It is Candy Crush. You were right there. I'll tell you what. That counts, man. That counts.
We'll take
You're
it.
two.
I got two.
Nice. All right. Okay. Episode 287. This is another mobile game. Nowhere near as popular. Still fun, though.
And is this the last one that we're doing?
Yeah, this will be the last one because we already did 291, and that sweeps us all the way to the end, beginning of 2024's sound tests.
Okay, let's see what this is. And it's a mobile game?
It is, yeah.
Okay. And it's not quite 8-bit, but it does sound older for sure. This sounds like something you'd hear in like a fun platformer. Trying to think of what type of game would have this background music in the mobile setting. And I don't want to Google like top mobile games. I'm trying to do this without cheating. Could also be background music for another puzzle game.
I will say this is a puzzle platform game, an isometric puzzle platform game.
Okay. Isometric puzzle platform. That's tough, man. That's a lot in one game. I might have to pass on this one too. I hate to do that on the last one, but I have no idea.
No worries. Some of the sound tests, I mean, look, real talk, I didn't want to have to be shelling out a perler every single week and mailing it to people who get these things right. Some of these are designed to be hard.
To be challenging.
Yeah, so this is from a game called Edge, right? It came out back in 2008 or so. So, you know, definitely early-ish mobile in comparison. But yeah, you're basically moving a cube around, and it had some fun mechanics to it. But yeah, it definitely had this sort of low poly, and also, you know, a little bit of sort of 8-bit sounds here and there every so often. It was a good game, though. Good game.
Nice. Well, now we all have some new games to go try.
Indeed.
And I learned something new today.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Nice Guy, as always, thanks for being such a good sport and being the audience stand-in here. For those of you who are interested, as of right now, all of the 2024 sound tests are still available. So anything from episode 295 and onward are still up for grabs. But everything pre-episode 291 is now officially sunset and out of there. And of course, you know, much appreciation to everybody, people like Papaya Chemist, Beluga, Ishmobile, Flaming Phoenix, Die Benutzung, Bloopa, all of you who participated and got some of those past sound tests. We hope you all come back for some more.
Come back for some more. Awesome. Well, Mac, dude, thanks for putting this together. Great idea. And going forward, we expect you all to try every single week. I'm sure that there's probably a way, Mac, that people could incorporate AI to help them guess the sound if they want to, you know, get a perler and not do it authentically.
I guess, but I wouldn't trust AI to do it. I mean, it can't craft a multiple choice video game related trivia question reliably and accurately. So I don't know if I trust it to try and pull the sound that we select out of the entire video game library. But I mean, hey, you know, modern problems require modern solutions, I suppose.
That's exactly right. Well, Mac, why don't you take us home, my friend?
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out to a bonus episode. We will be seeing you hopefully next week, February the 25th, Tuesday. We usually record, of course, as you know, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/2nerds in a pod. We look forward to bringing you video game history, news, lawsuits, and everything in between. And you should come out and stump us with your nerdy trivia questions. But remember, until we see you next time, be excellent to everyone and keep it nerdy.
Keep it nerdy, y'all. Deuces.
Bye.